Well, after all that bloody bad luck, I finally got the damn thing opened up and enough set in the legs. And now the thing is let it cool down. You don't open up these springs too wide, put too much gape in at the bottom of the spring, because if you do, when you've hardened them and you squeeze, you test them, they'll close up and they'll find their own set. The amount the spring opens is commensurate with the length of the legs of the spring. If you've got with a little spring, you can't have a great big wide gape. It just won't work. That's why you see, if you see some big long main springs out like hammer gun springs, they've got a great big curve in the arms and the leg. You can do that because the length's there. With these little ones, you're limited to the amount you can of gape you can put in them. You see, that's about maximum on that one. You see. So if you do get them too wide, they'll find their own set. They'll kind of close up a little bit when you test them. If they don't, they're probably too hard and they'll probably break. And it's better to make a spring that's too soft than one too hard, because if it's too soft, you can re-harden it and try again. But if it's too hard, the damn thing breaks, and all your work that you put in for 2 hours has gone for a burden. It's cooled down now. I can give it a try. Now get a piece of thin iron wire and wrap your spring in the iron wire. You wrap it up, tie it into the wire pretty tightly, because you don't want it coming adrift when you stick it in the oil. You've got to fish for it in your can of oil then. So I'll put this last remaining sperm whale oil in that little can. That's it, good man. Bright red, all over, same colour. Now, if that had been a big spring, I would have rigged up some fire bricks, like 4 fire bricks around each other, and had the spring in the wire in between the fire bricks, and played the flame into the fire bricks, so you can get the spring at even temperature all over. With these little springs, your flame's big enough to get it the same colour all over. But a big spring, you've got to think about using some kind of fire bricks or something like that. Make yourself like a little oven. Because you see, I mean, if you're out in the boonies somewhere doing this kind of gunsmithing, you can't afford to buy an electric furnace, can you? You've probably got one here anyway. Yeah, that's right. Okay, next thing is turn your gas flame down fairly low. Can I have light off, please? Just a minute, that one. Then you see, you turn your flame down low and you hold your spring in the flame and keep it moving around and around. Keep it moving around. Now, what I'm trying to do is warm it up evenly so that oil that's on the spring catches fire. Here we go. Okay. Now, I'll take it away from the flame and let it burn off on its own. Okay, now have a look at it, make sure that there's no bits of oil left on it. Okay, that's all that. In the oil, out of the oil, back in the flame again, and it'll catch fire immediately. And then hold it, take it away from the flame. Now, really, you want to be in a room or somewhere where there's no drafts that'll blow the flame out. See? And then when it's all burnt off the second time, a little bit left in that one. Okay, that's about it. All burnt off. Stick it in the oil. Now that should be right. The next thing is to make sure before you start squeezing it up that it's not too hard or hard in a certain place. If you get one of these mill files, you'll find these will cut a spring very easily, just like it was soft, you know. So that seems all right. That doesn't seem too hard. Neither does that side. The end's soft enough. Okay, now we come to the test. Hold the peg at the end in the vise. Get a pair of pliers. This is it. This is the test. Get hold of your spring and carefully squeeze it together. Right, it's fully up, and it goes back out again. It's closed in a bit. It's taken its own set. It's found its own. It won't move any closer than that. And also you can squeeze it again and again. It's work. It's a good spring. So now you can finish it off. Whatever you want to do.